Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Panda and in today's video I am going to be doing a react to the Mirandus AMA that they had the other day. Now I have looked at a little bit of it and I absolutely loved it, so I just want to give some of my views and opinions on the stuff from the AMA, as well as sort of like showing you guys as well what was in it. And if you haven't already, definitely check out the Gala Games YouTube. You can catch the whole AMA. I'm just going to be picking bits and pieces that I found really interesting and putting them in this video. So if you are new here, please subscribe. Don't forget to smash that like button and let's get on with it.
Here's a few things that we've been working on, guys. One of them is we've kind of committed to having 5 races to start here.
Love this.
And we're calling these our alpha characters. We'll have a human, an orc, a dwarf, an elf, and a halfling. And these are just fun races. I mean, and obviously they'll have some strengths and weaknesses associated with them, but we really like the idea that, you know, all of these, of course, are going to be, you know, game items and tokens on chain. And some of them are going to be more rare than others. We think that's a really fun idea too.
Okay.
Maybe humans are, of course, incredibly common, but the other races, you know, will be more scarce.
Okay, so I just want to pick at this just a little bit. I love the concept. Like, obviously, having different races isn't precisely a new thing for these types of games. So I love it. I absolutely love it. What is new, though, is the fact that these are going, from what I'm gathering from this and from what I know is mentioned a little bit, is that they want these to be NFTs in themselves. And so getting a human would be really easy, but maybe, you know, an elf or a halfling might be really rare to be able to get one of those or be one of those. I find that really interesting. Another part of me also kind of thinks like, well, how much are these going to be? I like what back a while ago they did say like it's going to be completely free to play. So I would like it to maybe be like a standard price. Like a human is a standard, you buy it like you would any other game to get started, and that's fine. Or you just have that as if you have a character that is free and doesn't have like the same perks that maybe the NFT avatars would have. I do like this. I would like to know pricing wise, and it's interesting. I definitely like it. Personally, for me, if I had to choose one that I'd want to be, elf. 100% I'd want to be an elf. I feel like they're slightly more magical, mystical. I like that. A human as well. I think I always lean more towards a human character or an elf character in anything I play. Orc, not so much. Never sort of an orc. It would be nice if there's like subclasses as well, so you can be like a high elf, a wood elf, a mage elf, or, you know, with dwarves maybe you could be like a warrior dwarf or an iron miner dwarf. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this, and let's carry on.
But we like these guys, and they really create some fun opportunities in the game. And again, you know, Mirandus, we really want Mirandus to be kind of a classic RPG adventure. So we're liking the way this is going. When you get your avatar, we want you to always be able to customize certain stuff. You know, your skin color, your eye color, and kind of the form of your body. You guys should be able to change at will, to create variations or to create something that you identify with. But then we also like the idea that there's kind of unique and scarce enhancements that you guys could get, game items that would allow you to look fundamentally different than everybody else beyond just skin color and eye.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there just to cover this. So, customizing avatars, I'm always one for being able to customize avatars. I think it's really important. I think it's important to be able to customize, and I hope they have a lot of customization in terms of skin color and body forms. In fact, I love the fact that they've got body forms. I would like, in case they've not thought of it, height. So maybe, I know, like, obviously, if you've got a dwarf, maybe, you know, you don't want to be making the humans too small or something, but I would like some form of height slider because, you know, not all humans are super tall or super short. And some people might want to be able to represent themselves that way. I love that eye color. I'm always one for that. The unique ones. So I'm guessing these are going to be like NFTs. Now, when it comes to skin type NFTs, which these obviously are, I'm happy for them to be in games as long as that's like not the main NFT part of the game. And I know this isn't, which is one reason I love this. I would love to be able to grab myself a unique hairstyle that nobody else is going to have in the game, like maybe blue hair. Maybe that's like super rare. So like you've gone and found this special hair dye or something where in the game that's bewitched your hair to be blue, and that's your NFT. You've got a bewitched hairstyle, and that, or like a pink bewitched hairstyle, whatever. Or, you know, you go and find yourself a like scar. You know, you get a dirty great scar. You go battle a big monster somewhere. You're really high level, and you defeat him, and it goes da da da. You have unlocked Super Scar from defeating this monster, because we know that if you're in a super big battle, no matter how high level you are, you in real life you would come out with some wounds, some scars. So I love that. Absolutely love this.
Color and stuff. I mean, how fun would it be if, you know, there was only 20 or 30, you know, super cool long wizard beards in the world or something. And, you know, so when you'd see someone who looked incredibly unique, I think that should be really neat when you're in town and walking around. So we like that idea as well. You know, those would all be stuff that you guys could get and put on your character, and, you know that they're kind of scarce out there in the world. And
I also want to point out as well that they say scarce out there in the world, which, from my understanding, would be that you would have to go out and find these. They would have to be unlocked with you playing the game, rather than being someone who can just throw down dosh money and be able to buy these before anybody else. I like that it's like a perk that you get from actually advancing in the game and figuring out parts of the game, exploring the game, being part of that. I think that is absolutely fantastic.
So we're really hoping that almost everything in your inventory can be seen on you, just as it would if you were walking around a medieval world. You know, your hair, your beards, your pants, your boots, you know, every type of glove. You'll want to get a great belt. You'll want to upgrade your belt. And if you get 3 pouches that attach to your belt, you know, you'll be seeing those pouches on there, your items, the weapons you're carrying. You know, even the jewelry. You know, this guy's got, you know, he's got the 10 rings on his fingers. You know, if you put 3 rings on your fingers, I think you should be able to see 3 rings standing when you're standing there.
Agreed.
Out in the tavern.
Absolutely agreed.
It's just very cool and feels very physical. And again, just
not too much to say on this. Love this. I don't think I need to go into too much detail. Just going to pull it out. So they want personal inventory to be on display. So if you're carrying a sword, they want you to be able to see a sword. If you're carrying a couple of pouches with daggers in, they want that to be visible. You got rings on, you should be able to tell if that person's got 5, 6, 7, 8, to whatever amount of rings. They've got some really cool boots. You can see those boots. I love it. Expand the items you can hold with better belts, pouches, backpacks. Perfect. I love that. Makes sense.
We've also we want to try to put a stake in the ground here on what we're calling the condition or the health of the character. And 3 things that'll kind of be persistent in your HUD. And one is your hit points. And that's just classic. I think everyone understands that. You know, you don't want it to go to 0.
Yeah, I don't think I need to explain hit points. I feel like everybody understands it. It's your health, you don't want to lose all your health.
The next is vitality, and I think this one's pretty interesting, but this is how we feed into the you know, the taverns and the inns, and you want to keep the vitality of your character high. If you're eating really great things and you're sleeping, your vitality will be high, and with your vitality.
So this is really good. So obviously this means like eat good foods, like you just want to make sure you're eating and sleeping like you would generally. I feel like this is just very they're trying to make it as close to real world situations as what you can. So, you know, if you're having a good hearty meal and getting a good rest, you're going to gain energy. You're going to be more energetic. You're going to recoup that health and whatever else much quicker and easier because you've been eating, you've been sleeping, you're good. I love that. It also plays within the economics of the game, which is super important because if people have got taverns or they've got farms and stuff, that is going to be needed. You're going to need those people to be farming that land, making the food, selling the food. There's a whole economics behind the whole game, which I absolutely love. And if I had the monetary means, I would definitely buy my own little hamlet type thing and like a town or something and just have everything going at it. I would want a whole village just really working. Like I would want everything in there. I'd want farms. I'd want it all. And I'd want to see how all that works. It really, it might just be me. It may just be me. But I find all that stuff really interesting to see how this could all work and play and interact with one another. Absolutely love it. Let's carry on.
High, your hit points will recover faster, your energy will recover faster. And energy, we're going to work really hard to try to make energy a universal principle in the game. And I think all games kind of do this. They just skin it a little different, but energy is really you exerting force into the world. You know, if I'm a blacksmith and I'm working on something, I'm spending energy. If I'm, you know, swinging a sword around, I'm spending energy. If I'm making a pie, I'm spending energy, right? So
I like this. I like the fact that the energy is going to be universal to everything that you're doing within the world. But I also like the fact that if you have high vitality, then your energy is going to go up quicker. It's not like one of those when you're playing a game and you have to wait X amount of hours to get that energy to recharge fully. It would charge faster or slower, I'm guessing from what is given in this, based off of your vitality. You've had a good hearty meal, you have a sleep, your vitality is nice and high, you're going to get that energy go higher, you can get more stuff done. And I like that. I like how they set this out, and it doesn't seem too overcomplicated. I feel like somebody who's not had that much experience with RPG type games could definitely come in, look at this and be like, okay, hit points, understand that. Vitality, I've not come across vitality. Oh, I need to eat and stuff, and that's going to heal me up easier and give me more energy. Oh, every action that I put out into the world requires me to have energy, whether that's shooting a bow, an arrow, you know, fighting, doing whatever. You're putting, like he said, you're putting force out into the world, so you're using up your energy. Love this. Absolutely love it. I feel like it's easy for anybody to understand. You'd be able to come into it and not be struggling too hard to understand what these mean and what they would require within the game.
We really need to understand what it means to have an avatar on the chain. And we want to make the commitment to you guys that these are your avatars, just like everything in our decentralized network. You know, when you have something on our network, it is yours, and you should be able to do what you please with it. And so we're kind of thinking that the avatars need to act a bit like a wallet, and they're not a wallet in and of themselves. And the engineers have scolded me for even saying wallet, but it's really a container. And it's
okay, I kind of understand what he's saying, and obviously he says like he's been scolded for using wallet, yet he's still using it. Yeah, he said like a container. So it'd be like you've got an avatar and everything within that avatar is linked together. So you can't just like sell the race of your avatar. You can't just sell the level of your avatar. You can't be like, okay, I'm going to sell this level to someone else, or sell, like, this says your abilities. So if you're, you know, master level fishing, you can't just be like, I'm gonna sell that. That's all connected to your avatar.
And burned into this, that's kind of your business. But so there's kind of this concept of things that are burned into the character that'll likely be held DB side, like your race level and hit points. But everything that you have attached to them will be on chain, and those will be your visual enhancements, like your scars and things.
Okay, so yeah, this makes sense. So your hit points and everything like that, that's attached to your character. You can't sell those separate. They're engraved within that avatar that you have. But your on-chain ones, the things that you can sell separately: crafts, materials, weapons, maps, visual enhancements, which is what they talked about earlier. And also, this is interesting, and I am gonna wait until they touch on this.
I think the maps as you move through the world, if you've got a cartography skill,
I love the cartography, like the fact that that can be a skill
with players to get cool maps, and those would be attached to your character as well. And they're attached to your character, but skills are really blueprints. They're really all the way from how do you make a pie, like a recipe, to how do you craft a chair. And even skills like a lost kung fu scroll that allows you to perform a special move. And we want these to be kind of pages inside what we're calling the chronicus. And we love this idea of the chronicus.
Great name.
I hope you guys do too. But it's basically a central place that chronicles your journey into the world of Mirandus. This is your central place to go to for everything that you've done, experienced, discovered in the world: your kills, your friends, your trades, your maps. And this would be where you would keep those skills, and these skills could be removed. You could pull these out and hand them to somebody else. If it's a very advanced skill, there's still going to be prerequisites, right? If you're crafting something, there'd be materials, and you would need some core stats and abilities to accomplish stuff. But
makes sense.
The recipe or blueprint for this particular skill, you will be able to own. It will be yours. They will be scarce. You can imagine that, we'll have a lot of these in the store that you can get, but also there'll be rare drops out there in the world, for.
Okay, so that's interesting. I am wondering whether absolutely everything is going to be stuff that you have to buy within the store or a rare drop that you can find. I assume not. I assume that you'll be able to craft certain things that could be put within your chronicus that would be standard, that you would just learn to make from leveling up a skill. Like if you're, a baker, and you bake a few things, and then you unlock, okay, you can now bake bread to a high level. Like, you bake so many loaves of bread, you've burnt a few there. Some of them are awful. Some of them don't fill you with vitality as much. You're a low level skill. That to me, in fact, I love that. But I would like it to be at least some of these that you can accomplish from just leveling up and doing something within the game. I do like, I'm guessing something like a lead hook. That's going to be, maybe a drop or something like that. I do like that. I think as long as they have it sort of a best of both worlds, so some things can be bought within the store. But with things like that, I am very curious about price. Very, very curious about price, because I'm all for when it's like pay to win, so people putting money in to level up a bit higher. I don't mind that at all. And lots of people do it in non-blockchain games. There's a lot where so you can put money in and level up quicker and higher, get better things. I like that, but I also think that there still needs to be some of that where if you're putting a lot of time, effort, and grind within a game, you should be able to still get to that same point as well. Like, somebody could throw down some money, but I still want to be able to put in 20 hours and get to that same point as well. That's my personal opinion. Whether or not that's everybody else's, that's absolutely fine. Some people will agree, some people will disagree. That's all good. That's what makes these sort of things, and you can't go around pleasing absolutely everybody. And I do love the idea of the chronicus and being able to get these rare drops. I'm excited to get into the world of Mirandus and Gala Games. When it comes time to choose people for that closed alpha, I really am just pushing myself forward here. I will happily do it, because you guys know I want to play this game. Everybody knows I want to play this game.
for instance, let's say somebody kills the Minotaur King.
I
I
want to kill
like
the
the idea
Minotaur
that there
King.
is not two Minotaur Kings. There was a
Oh,
Minotaur King, and if somebody can take him out, he might drop the, rare ultra spin Minotaur mega backflip attack. And there might
that is interesting that they like to think that there'll only be one Minotaur King. Bouncing off of that, absolutely bouncing off of that. Perhaps maybe there's only one for like a year and a half or something, and then after a year and a half, maybe the Minotaur Junior comes along. He's come to avenge his father. Found out his father died. He's come and taken up the castle. He's realized half the gold's been pillaged, and you got a new bad guy in that place. But I think if they're wanting it to be like, oh, it's a really high level, you're gonna have to grind, really play that game, get a big team together and defeat him to win something like that, which I think is really good, having someone that hard that you can't possibly just go in on your own and take him down like that. But I think if you're gonna do it where he disappears, maybe have someone after a certain time period fill that void, or have a bunch of smaller mobs just fill that, where they've realized that the Minotaur King's dead, and they've decided to see what they can take from his castle, whatever it is. Interesting.
Might only be one of those in the world, and obviously it would take an unbelievable amount of energy and skill to.
Okay, so I just want to cover this bit real quick. I'm not going to play what they say. I'm just going to just cover this. So they want 2021 goals, avatars, deployable software, and a meeting hall. So they basically want to get avatars out. They're saying hopefully within the next few weeks. So definitely keep an eye on their store for that. And also this meeting hall, really, really cool idea. So it'll be a place where your avatars can go, and they might even host some AMAs on there. So that sounds really, really interesting. And they want to launch a thing called a casual RPG. Basically, what this means is you can do it on your phone, and you can go on there, and there'll be like a set lot of things that you can do. You won't actually be able to like play the whole Mirandus game on your phone, go out and shoot things. It'll be like a casual version, so you'll be able to have a look, see how much energy you have, and perhaps like you want to, do some forging. You've got time, you're at work, and you're like, I'm at work, why shouldn't my character within Mirandus be at work? So they want to do it so you can just click, okay, I want to forge, and that will use up that energy for forging, and within the game, you would still be able to see your character actually doing that activity. I love that idea. So you can do certain bits and pieces, you won't be able to do like the full game, it'll just be like a casual, where you can sort of do like side things, things where you want to just quickly pop on and have your character doing something while you are out or at work, or doing something where you can't be sat at home playing. Now, as you can see, we are not that far within this, but I have been recording for over 40 minutes, and I need to get this video cut down. I'm going to stop reacting to the AMA here. But if you want to see the whole thing, where they go into more detail on everything as well, I will link this video in the description. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down below. I would like to just state as well, this game isn't out yet. It's they are hoping for a closed alpha by the end of the year. You can just start buying things ready for the game from their marketplace, and I will link their website and also their Discord down below as well. I've got really high hopes for this game. I think it's going to do well. I love the look and feel of it, and they seem to be really tuned into how they want the economics to play out and how everything's going to link to one another, and they will all need to be useful and used. All of this has me super excited. Cannot wait for more information to come. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Goodbye.